Good evening. This is Stefan Heger again, Islamabad. I'm talking to you tonight about John's Gospel, chapter 21, the last one. Jesus having breakfast with his few disciples on the Lake of Galilee. Let's see. First, after his resurrection, according to the Injiil, Jesus appeared to Mary Magdalene, then to the 12. Then in the evening, again he appeared a week later, specifically to Thomas. We know from the Bible that he also appeared to 500 people at the same time. So let's go and see what chapter 21 says. When they caught 153 fish in the Lake of Galilee, after they met with Jesus and they had breakfast with him. Now look at this. This is a very nice fish and chips as we eat it nowadays. Okay? Fish and chips I now enjoy eating together with a special carrot and orange juice in a prestigious place of Islamabad, but together with Jesus. I'm alone with Jesus and with his word, the Injiil. Let's see what it says in chapter 21, verse 3. We read. Again, we read specifically after the resurrection of Jesus. That story starts with Peter, John, Thomas, Nathaniel, and other disciples when they went fishing. I'm going to fish, Simon Peter told them. They said, we'll go with you. So they went out and got into the boat. The night they did not catch anything. Early in the morning, Jesus stood on the shore, but the disciples did not realize that it was Jesus. What do you think? Why would the disciple not realize it was Jesus with them? I'll tell you later. He called out to them, friends, don't you have any fish? No, they answered. He said, throw your net on the right side of the boat and you will catch some. When they did, they could not pull the net into the boat. There were too many fish in it. Then the disciple, Jesus laughed. Of course, that is John. We already know. John was described in his record as the disciple who loved Jesus, or the disciple Jesus loved most. He did not put his own name into the text. He said to Peter, "It is the Lord." As soon as Peter heard that, he put on his coat he had taken off earlier. Then he jumped into the water. So Peter took off his coat to jump into the water. What for? He was astonished. He was spontaneous, as always, and he really loved Jesus. Let's see. The other disciples, they followed the boat. They were towing the net full of fish. The score was about 100 yards away. And what they caught? When they landed, they saw a fire of burning coals. So Jesus already made the fire ready for breakfast. There were fish on it. There was also some bread. You remember? Jesus multiplied 2 fish and 5 bread, and he fed 5,000. He showed that he is a miracle maker and he was very, very powerful. Now they were there eating some fish. Now Jesus says to them, bring some of the fish you have just caught. So he said, add some of the fish you just caught. So Peter climbed into the boat. He dragged the net to shore. It was full of large fish. There were 153 fish. 153 fish. What do you think? Why is this? Jesus said to them, come and have breakfast. None of the disciples dared to ask him, "Who are you?" Why? They knew it was the Lord. They knew it was the Lord, all of them, right? Jesus came, he took the bread and he gave it to them. He did the same thing with the fish. Do you remember? Jesus broke the bread and he says, "This is my body," earlier on, before he got crucified. And also they gave the bread, 5 loaves to him when at the feeding of the 5,000. And now again, this was the third time Jesus appeared to his disciples after he was raised from the dead. It was the third time he appeared to them after he rose from the dead. And he appeared to them as a real resurrected human being. He ate fish and bread with them, barbecued at the Lake of Galilee. And it was Nathanael, it was Simon Peter, it was John the Beloved, and it was also Thomas with them. Again, the doubting Thomas. So let's see. The next time, his conversation with Peter about love. Do you think Peter understood now that Jesus really loved him after all what he did? And do you think that Jesus rose from the dead? Would you like to have breakfast with Jesus and be right there with the disciples? Do you believe their records in the Holy Injiil, which you see here? Yeah? Do you believe that it really happened? As we read in our Textus Receptus in Greek language? Do you believe that eating, just as I eat now tonight, come, let's dine together and have some fish? It is real, enjoyable fish Jesus made for them and had breakfast. I believe it is true, and I invite you to have fish with Jesus. Enjoy fellowship with him. You know, when we eat together, we invite the other person and we tell the other person that we love him. Spending time with food and eating together means we totally accept one another. And that's the meaning of dining and eating together. So Jesus having breakfast with his disciples after all what happened was a real revelation to them that he loves them and gave his life for them. He rose again from the dead to give them resurrection life. And also, he now is ready to give them his own Holy Spirit.